to put it in for fear of death and destruction. You know, fear of death and destruction, as one does.
Is that so?
Sit better. It is. You know what? It is so.
It is so.
I do live in fear of death and destruction. I live in fear of breaking everything, and if you change anything, it's going to stop working.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I cannot help it.
I get that feeling.
I could.
I get that feeling all the time.
Would that I could.
We've talked about this before. You grew up without fear of computers.
That is true. And you grew up fracking terrified of them.
Yes.
So yes, we are a bit. My concern always is just that because technology dips so frequently and just changes its mind all the time, I just try not to change things because I'm worried that everything will then break.
Yeah.
That is my concern.
Personally. I am currently thinking that the day is going to come not too far from now when I'm going to be dragged into AI and forced to open a chat GPT. I don't feel call it opening an account or opening a line of communication.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't want it. No, it's funny because I talk to friends about this sort of stuff a lot. And it's, there are people who love using all of it and bless them. That's great. I just don't want to. I don't want to.
I didn't want to adapt computers.
You didn't.
Decades
even though,
ago.
yeah, I was gonna say back in the day, it was, Doogie Howser. It was just a blue screen where you wrote. That's what is really funny is thinking back about sort of what different things looked like at different points.
Yeah.
And realizing how not scary that was. So to shift from a typewriter to just this gigantic thing where all it was a blue screen.
And the option was a word processor.
Yes.
Which was.
It's a word processor.
It sounded less threatening than computer.
It does. Word processor. I never really thought about that terminology as being anything. It's a word processor.
Well, yeah, it's just
that's like kind of a great term to come up with,
like
though.
a smart typewriter.
But that is a great name to come up with. Word process. As I say, I'm saying it out loud, and I've never really thought about it. That is a great name. What do? I process words. What do you do? I also process words. Yes. Hello, my beloved Matt. He's sending us love from Seattle. Our technology should exist to enhance our human lives, not Black Mirror out of them. Yes, that is how I feel, my love. That is absolutely how I feel. I do not think, look, again, technology, good and bad, right? Everything has good and bad. That is just how things work. And on the one hand, it's really nice. You are terrible at typing on your phone.
Yeah.
And so many times you just dictate to it.
Yep.
And that works. So on the one hand, hooray technology.
Yeah.
You're able to dictate to your phone.
Yep.
That's great. We know this for a lot of friends who are filmmakers. The fact that we have all this technology, amazing. You can edit things and make them look professional, whether they're photos, whether they're videos, whatever it is you need, you can do it. That is pretty amazing. But this new thing where like it feels, Josh and I keep saying it feels like the movie Her. It really does. When we all watched that movie like 10-ish years ago, if you don't remember the one I'm talking about, it's Joaquin Phoenix where he falls in love with essentially with his Siri. And people then went, oh, that's so it's not funny. It's not funny. It's for real. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It really frightens me. Yes, James is saying hello from Australia. Hello. Sadly, I learned this morning that Lion King director Roger Allers died. Yes, he did. A whole heap of our Disney friends were posting about it this morning. I don't know if it's yet made it to the news. I'm not sure because when I looked earlier, it hadn't yet. Nobody had announced it officially yet. But yeah, all of our Disney friends have been posting. Yeah, okay. It's now up that he passed away. It went up about an hour ago that he passed away. 76. Mommy was asking how old he was. 76. Yeah. Man, oh man. That's really sad.
Yeah.
It is really sad. And it's too young. Oh, yeah. Dave Bossert wrote about it. I'd say most of the people that we know have written about him today. Man, oh man. It's just really sad, isn't it, guys? It's too young. I don't care what age you are. It's too young. But But yeah, very sad. Though I will say, because Howard was the first one I saw, our friend Howard Green was the first one that I saw post about it earlier this morning, with Don Hahn and pals following.
Who produced
yes. They started posting after that. And then Rob Minkoff, and sort of slowly but surely all of our Disney friends have posted about it. And the nice thing, I think, is that, look, if you're going to die, if everybody has nothing but wonderful things to say to you, that at least means you did something right. You know, the fact that you have all these really amazing, talented, wonderful people talking about how sad they are that you're gone.
Yeah, they could talk about how much they like you and still be alive.
Yeah, preferable.
Yeah.
But at least that's your legacy.
Yeah.
You know, to me, that's your legacy. There's been this whole thing. You will not know about this because why would you? So we all know Jennifer Lopez, not a great, let's say her PR team works overtime to try and fix the things she does. She's just not the nicest person. And that's okay. You don't have to be. But sometimes she's really bad at hiding it. And other times she's really good at it. But she just did, you know, the Glambot camera?
No.
Okay. It has become a fixture on red carpets for years. It is a thing. There's a guy named Cole who does it, and he tells you what you need to do and how you need to move into frame. And they end up with these really cool looking videos. And to say everybody does it. Jennifer Lopez just did one for the Golden Globes, and it went viral because she basically did not acknowledge his existence. She came over, stood on the X, didn't make eye contact with him, barely spoke to him, turned and did like a huh. And then he says like, great, perfect. And she just walked off. And it's gone viral because people are like, you can't even pretend to be nice for a second. Like you could at least look him in the eye. She literally, Daddy, she walks over to the X, stands on the X, does a little and doesn't speak to him. And the added part of the joy here is that her makeup looked atrocious. And I really appreciate that. I hope there's a whole conspiracy now on the internet.
That's so petty of you.
I'm very petty. Did you not know this?
No.
Is this news to you, sir? Have you met my mother, the Queen of Petty? Have you met Queen Alice, the Petty Queen? Please.
No comment.
Thank you. But here's the thing. She had, her makeup just looked awful. And then he normally does like this guy Cole, before he puts them out onto the interwebs, he kind of softens them, a little cheesecloth, if you will, makes everybody look perfect. He didn't fix hers. And you see her atrocious makeup. And this is the thing, and this is why I'm saying it, because there are two ways to handle things in life, okay? Even if you're not naturally nice, pretend, just pretend. You don't have to go out of your way, but you can just at least be pleasant.
You can fake it.
Okay? Nobody needs to be rude. It's just not necessary. And so in this case, you have somebody where it's like, yeah, you're ugly on the inside. And now sometimes that comes out on the outside. And whoops. Anyway, that's my story. Roger Allers, everybody says they love you. That is what you want when you die. You know, you want people to say, what a lovely human being. What a kind person. Right. Howard said he lives in us. A la Lion King. Yeah. He lives in us. So that's a beautiful thing. Oh, thank you. Sean says, oh my God, Jesse, I haven't seen this catty side of you. Oh, Sean. I went to musical theater school, okay? I've been in this game a long time. Me and my petty friends. As I say, it takes a lot for me because I like to find the best in people and I like to think positive. That's how I was raised by this side of the family. The other side of the family, little bit different. We kind of enjoy every now and then.
Don't overshare.
I'm just saying, I think that's a fair amount of sharing. I think that's a solidly fair amount of sharing. Anyway, my friends.
Is there any chance of a new Blu-ray
bless
edition
you, friend.
of the Disney Treasures? I would say when hell freezes over.
Yeah.
Offhand.
Yeah. Which with global warming could be soon. But no, unfortunately, and it is probably the most common question we get asked, will they be on Disney Plus? Will they get a Blu-ray release? No. What it will take is the right person being in charge who wants it.
Right.
So if magically somebody comes in
Yeah.
to the Disney universe and says, we should really do this, then that could happen. It absolutely could. But that's what it would take. Because the reason that they existed in large part was Dick Cook, who was a magical man at Disney. Dick Cook was a decent human being with a really big heart, and he cared so deeply.
He was a lifer. He started out on the Jungle Cruise, as did John Lasseter and many other people. And then he was a monorail operator.
Yeah.
And he spent 37 years, I think, at Disney.
Yeah.
And rose to be first the head of distribution.
Yep.
And then the president of the company.
Yeah. 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 Ryan's saying Disney really needs someone who actually cares about their legacy, like Dick Cook again. It's true. I really, really wish that would happen. Again, you know, it is what it is. And this is what we live in right now. You have to hope. You know, yeah, you have to hope. It's all you can really do.
CPB and NPR. This is a tragedy in the making.
Oh, well, the whole, yeah. Oy. Oy vey. Yeah, and then, so Ken, our friend Ken here, messaged me this morning to ask if we'd seen what's going on with CBS Radford, which is no longer CBS, now just Radford, which is where Entertainment Tonight moved.
Right.
And
it's the original.
It's okay.
It's the reason Studio City
is called Studio City.
Some developers came to North Hollywood, and said, we want to, you know, start a development here, housing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a movie studio, that would be kind of a magnet, a lure.
Yep.
And they went to the comedy producer, the pioneering comedy producer, Max Sennett, and said, if you build a studio here, we'll give you the real estate for free.
Yeah.
I believe that's what the deal was. And and
it'll be right on the LA River. So all the sewage can flow right behind. Was that there at that time?
It was probably.
Because I wonder. I do wonder.
Then Max Sennett went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Little did they know.
Which is apparently what's happened this time as well. So maybe
right.
It's history repeating itself.
And then it became Mascot Pictures. And then the chief investor in Mascot, Herbert J. Yates, name to remember, turned a bunch of small independent companies into Republic Pictures. And so for 20 years, it was the Republic Pictures lot, where Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and Commando Cody and Captain Marvel.
All the good stuff.
All the serials and Westerns you could possibly want were shot. And it remained. Then it became Revue Studios, REVUE, in the 50s, and then MTM, MTM Studios. When we moved here, there was McDonald's right across the street, and it's the only McDonald's I'll bet in the world that had a wall of autographed photos of everybody who worked at MTM, which means you know, the Bob Newhart Show and.
I think that's one of the only McDonald's I've ever seen closed, by the way.
That's right.
That McDonald's is now a Mendocino Farms, and I've never seen a McDonald's close in my life, but that one did, oddly enough. You know, not many people like Commander Cody. That is true, Nick. That is true.
Commando Cody.
Yes, well. And then our friends, thank you for the reply.
Right,
a hug from Italy. I'll take a hug from Italy any day, friend. Thank you. But yeah, it's got great history, but I will tell you, it's not one of my favorite lots because it's not very attractive.
No.
It's a tricky one for that.
It never was.
So when we moved from Paramount, and again, I got to grow up at Paramount. How lucky was I? That's where Entertainment Tonight was the majority of the time you were there.
Right.
Though you did start across the street first. So you had a journey. You had a bit of a journey with Entertainment Tonight. But you know, we were at Paramount for years, and it's a beautiful lot on its own. It's just beautiful looking. But then the history of it and everything else and the water tower, all of it.
I got a tingle every time I
Yeah.
drove on that lot.
Yeah.
And as I learned its history, that it was really two studios in one.
Yeah.
Because Paramount and RKO Radio Pictures were neighbors with a common wall. And then,
which is wild if you think about it.
in the late 50s, Desilu, run by Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, about whom I've just started reading a new biography.
Yeah.
Desi.
Yeah.
Desi, to say it right.
Desidero.
Yeah. They bought RKO, and then Paramount bought Desilu. If you look at the first season of Star Trek, it's a Desilu production.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and
it's really neat, and again, it has so much history, but it's a pretty looking lot. It's a fun one.
Yeah,
it's a lot that you take people to.
Yeah,
you know. So when we got moved over to Radford, it's so ugly. And people will tell you, oh, Seinfeld was, because there's a little New York street. Seinfeld was filmed there, all that kind of thing. It's just not, it doesn't have a look to it. What it is a bunch of sound stages.
Yeah.
So within these sound stages, you have incredible film history. But even then, if you know what a soundstage looks like, it doesn't look like anything. It's a giant box, essentially, that you can put whatever the hell you want into it. And so it's just ugly. And to go from Paramount to this was just like womp womp.
Yeah.
And I also don't, can I say, who decided on the color of all sound stages being beige on the outside?
That's a very fine question.
I really do wonder
to
this.
Which I do not have an answer.
I really do wonder this, because if you think about every single lot, they're all the same color. Was there a deal on paint? I really would like to know. If you go to Warner Brothers, if you go to Paramount, if you go to Radford, if you literally any of them, Fox is a bit more white. I'll give it that. Fox tends to do more of a white situation than a beige. But there's like this tanny beige color that everybody just agreed this is the color of sound stages. But anyway, it's not a pretty lot to look at. So when I read that how does one default at $1.1 billion? What does one do to create such a situation?
On the road to that point, aren't there little stops along the way where you'd say, now maybe we ought to do this?
Yeah.
Or we really need to avoid getting...
Yeah. Once we get to billion, I feel like there were places we could have turned left, but apparently not. So yeah, I will not be sad to see what happens to it for the sake of it doesn't look very nice. Yes, I know Fox doesn't exist anymore, but it does. It's going to be the Fox lot. It's 20. I know it's 21st century, whatever the hell they want to call it. It is what it is. You know, it's like all the different studios can continue to buy each other up. That's fine. They're always going to be what they are. It's like I will never call Twitter X until I die. I will never call Twitter X. I will call it Twitter. You know, we all have to have our sticking points, you know, and that's one for me. James is also asking, are you buying the new Woody Woodpecker Blu-ray?
You are the first person to mention it to me. I didn't know it was coming.
Exciting times.
I will investigate.
Yes. And to think Walt Disney Studio Paris was themed to a bunch of sound stages. Yeah, I don't know much about that over there. We've never been to Disneyland, Disney
Paris.
Disney Paris. I've just had a stroke. Never been over there. A lot of friends that have. But I don't know what it looks like. I'm not familiar. I will tell you one of the strangest things is being in London and walking around a certain area where you had Fox and some of the other studios, and they're just in these big buildings and they're just in town. And I was with Claire the first time she walked me to them, and I went, that says Fox on it. She goes, yeah, that's Fox. I was like, it's a big brick building in the middle of the city. What's it doing up there? It doesn't have a fancy fence. It doesn't even have a place you drive onto it. Why? Because you're in London.
So there used to be in many U.S. cities that there were film exchanges, as they called them.
Yeah.
That were like regional depots from which they transported the 35 millimeter film prints to the theaters. So if you were in Stockton, California, you didn't, have to go to Philadelphia for a print, whatever. And I saw the film Row in Kansas City some years ago. A nice man showed it to me, and he said that was Universal, that was RKO, that was Fox, that was
Isn't that
Paramount,
crazy?
that was Columbia, and some of them had their logos on the buildings, and in some cases you could see the shadow of those logos. And
how happy were you?
Very.
My dad loves ghost signs.
Yeah.
Big fan of ghost. We have had near miss traffic accidents stopping to photograph ghost signs. We are big fans of ghost signs. If you don't know what that is, it's when a sign was there and now it's not. And you tend to find them on the sides of brick buildings a lot.
Where they've been hidden maybe for many years.
Yes.
And the sunlight hasn't completely
yes.
Evaporated them.
The number of times we've gone, oh my God, and swerved to try and catch one. Aiden is asking, what are your opinions on old time radio shows? Oh, Aiden. A good tribute to those things was George Lucas's movie Radioland Murders. Now it's not the best movie out there, too much slapstick in my opinion, and Roger Ebert's too, but it's still a good watch if you're into old time radio and 30s, 40s slapstick. Aiden, not only does he love old time radio, not only has he played me old time radio from the womb, he's written a book about it. When did that book come out?
1998.
There you go, 1998. Is it called Old Time? It's called
The Great American
American Broadcast. There it is. It's in there somewhere. He loves them, and he has passed that love on to us. Us meaning me and my mother. And that was our go-to.
I haven't seen Radioland Murders since it came out. I was not crazy about it. Woody Allen's Radio Days, I think, is even better. If you haven't seen that.
There you go.
Yeah.
We love old time radio.
I love it. When I was a kid, I didn't get it. I was a kid.
Really?
I said, yeah, I didn't.
That's funny.
Well, my parents used to say, when we were your age, we didn't have television. I went, huh?
What does that mean?
I said, what did you do? Well, we listened to radio. You sat in a room and looked at a box.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
And my first attempts to try it out.
Yeah.
It's like the Lone Ranger was saying, oh, okay, silver. Okay. And I thought it was just clunky and uninteresting.
And then why did you force it upon me?
How wrong I was. How wrong I was.
Yep. No, we love old time radio, and I love old time radio because my dad loves old time radio. I will tell you that one of the funniest experiences I had was getting into, I love Jack Benny. He's my favorite. He will always be my favorite. And we listened to him basically anytime we were in the car. When we would do little road trips, we'd be going anywhere. That's what we would be listening to, was old time radio. And there was a couple of different ones. We listened to Suspense. We listened to Dragnet, which I never liked. That one never worked for me. There's a handful of them, but Jack Benny was the one. Jack Benny was it. And years later, I saw a picture of Dennis Day. He remembers Dennis Day. And I was heartbroken because what I learned was that you make up it's like reading a book. You make up what people look like in your head. And he didn't look like what I thought he was going to look like. And I didn't like it. And I said to my dad sort of from then, I didn't want to know what they looked like. I knew what Jack Benny looked like, but I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know what Mary looked like. I didn't want to know what any of them looked like. I think in my head, Mary looks like Ginger Rogers. That's what I'd always sort of pictured with it. Phil Harris looks like Phil Harris. I think that's a pretty solid, translation of a person. But I just loved, and I still do. And when I started traveling, that's what I would put on to go to sleep. I saved a whole bunch of Jack Benny shows, and I would listen to them, and that's what would put me to sleep because it just made me happy. And it relaxed me. And so I would do that. For years and years and years and years, you recorded using a cassette, whether it was new shows or old shows that were being played on radio, or what's his futz, the guy you love?
Garrison Keillor.
Garrison Keillor. He recorded that for years. It's just very special. Yes, of course, War of the Worlds is probably the most famous. But yeah, Don Wilson looked like Don Wilson. I agree with that, Ken. Don Wilson, yes.
I participated in a recreation of War of the Worlds. Done by Mark and Brian. who used to be the very popular morning duo
Yeah.
on KBC radio, I think
so. It's all been
here
too
in Los
long.
Angeles. And they got William Shatner to take the leading role.
Yeah.
And Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
And
everybody's bringing up Fibber McGee. We love Fibber McGee.
Yeah. Jenny, the reason we're friends is that we both know how great Vic and Sade is.
Yes, Daddy. He loves his Vic and Sade. Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. This is, by the way, how we answer the phone to each other much of the time. Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Duffy ain't here. Oh, no, hello, Duffy.
Archie the manager.
Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Yes, we have these memorized. Again, I can do most of the Jack Benny ones. He always liked me doing Mr. Kissel. Just pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way we like it, and it's always hot. That's a popular one here. So many of them, just so many of them, because they just become ingrained. And this is also why I love Stan Freberg, because if you get into something like old radio, then you really can close your eyes and get into anything that tells a story. So the Stan Freberg stuff was easy to fall in love with. Little Blue Riding Hood. Yeah, we love all of that. And I don't know if you have a favorite, but there's a whole bunch. And yeah.
Well, I've always been a fan of Bob and Ray.
Yes, yeah, you do.
And
we love them.
I didn't know, though, when I was young, that many of their little skits were parodies of specific old-time radio shows. Suspense being one of them, but a lot of them were direct plays on great radio shows. Mr. Keen, Tracer of Missing Persons, et cetera, et cetera. To go back to an earlier query, yes, I did watch Jodie Foster's new film, A Private Life, in which she plays an American expat living in Paris working as a psychiatrist. So she speaks fluent French throughout the film, but every time she curses, it's in English. I guess when she's frustrated, it comes back to her for that reason.
Very fun.
So it's very credible that she's in this movie with two great French leading men, Daniel Auteuil, who I didn't recognize. He grew a full bushy beard.
Yeah.
And is a little older than he was when I first saw him in Jean de Florette years ago. And the other guy,
else.
Daniel, Mathieu Amalric.
Okay.
Who's the Diving Bell and the Butterfly.
Yeah, oh God, that movie.
Yeah.
Chris saying, what about Fred Allen and Mrs. Nussbaum?
Yes.
I mean, we love all of it, believe me.
Yeah.
A thing that you shouldn't do at school is sing Lucky Strike commercials, which I still do all the time. And I have them all memorized. As I say, it's LSMFT, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So fine, so firm, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. A fifth grader, fourth grader, third grader doing this, not ideal to teachers, I discovered. Lucky Strike was also the only brand of cigarettes I could identify because it was on the Jack Benny show. Again, don't teach it to your kids. It won't go well for them. But yeah, that's to say, old radio, very big in this house. We love it. We still listen to it. I'm excited about when Daisy's old enough that she might actually listen. We'll see. Everyone should read Leonard's The Great American Broadcast. It got me started listening. Thank you, Jenny. It is an excellent book. And for a long time, it was very much a calling card book. You're slumped, you silly Maltin.
I'm slumped.
You're slumped, you silly Maltin.
Say it isn't so.
Kevin says, my favorite Bob and Ray skit is an interview with a man who collects numbers from places where they make you take a number. That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah, it's funny. Radio in general, right? It's changed so much, as everything else has changed so much. You think about growing up, definitely my generation we still listen to the radio in the morning, right? For me, it was either going to be Rick Dees on Kiss FM, or I would listen to some version of something on 98.7, which is, and there would be Danny Bonaducci was on for a while. They're different people hosting. And I liked them the most because they were funnier. But you know, it's like you're getting ready to go to school. You turned on your radio and you listened to them. When I was old enough to drive to school, I listened to them driving to school. And you know, it's like these people, the voices, because you're not seeing faces, you're just hearing them. You don't know what they look like for the most part, you know? And again, remember, we didn't have, I'm saying this to you guys, we didn't have the internet to look it up. You know, there was nothing there. So it is this fascinating thing that these people exist where you know their voices so well and you do not know what they look like.
Last night, Alice and I have taken to watching old game shows on YouTube.
You do love that.
To relax at night. And last night I pulled up a Password episode in color. Daytime Password in color as opposed to nighttime in black and white, whatever, with B. Benaderet and Eddie Albert. B. Benaderet, I knew from television as Blanche Morton, the neighbor on the Burns and Allen show. And she did that role on radio too. And then as the star of Petticoat Junction, which was a very, very popular show in the early 60s. But I didn't know when I was a kid that she was also the female voices in a lot of the Warner Brothers cartoons, notably Little Red Riding Hood. Grandma, what big teeth to have.
To have. Oh, we love all of it.
And Betty Rubble, of course. Yes, she was also
Yes.
Betty Rubble.
Well, you also forget, though, how much stuff is absolutely based on like old Jewish comedians, because things like that, like to have, this is very much a Jewishy thing. And there's so many. I told you, do you remember when I first started going over to the UK, I was sitting with one of my best friends to this day, and we were in Sheffield, and we were watching TV, and The Simpsons came on, and we were watching The Simpsons together. There were multiple jokes. There were multiple Jewish jokes in it, and there were multiple LA jokes in it. And I said to her, do you find these things funny? And she goes, kind of. I think she's like, I think it just is funny. So that's why I'm laughing at it. I don't know what it means. And I've said this to my husband many times, because if you don't know, my husband's from England. And it's like there are so many specific jokes because so much is made here in LA that it becomes a thing.
La Brea Tar Pits is the punchline, you know.
But it's like, it is really interesting when you realize that this specific place gets referenced constantly.
Yeah.
And people just, there I am, how many thousands of miles away going, oh, that's funny. And it's here. And you don't know why it's funny, but it still works. All right. Our friend here, Lucas, gave us a big comment. I'm going to try and go through it. Hello, Leonard and Jesse. Hi. I have a question about the role of villains in Hollywood history. I'm especially interested in iconic movie villains and the actors, actresses, and voice performers who became famous for portraying villainous characters, particularly those from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Go away, whoever you are. Include, okay, once. Performers like Tim Curry, Vincent Price, Angela Lansbury, Jeremy Irons, Mark Hamill, James Earl Jones, Margaret Hamilton, and many others that help define what a great cinematic villain. Do you think Hollywood needs more memorable villains? I'm going to sort of go there. So do you mean like actors that we sort of just equate to being villainous? Like you see somebody and you think villain, that sort of a thing? Like, is that what you would like? Is you want someone else out there to be a great villain? I don't know. I think that there are actors that sort of, and this is the beauty of character actors, right? Where there are a number of them where they just become that guy or girl. You know, we need someone who looks mean. I mean, look, Dale Dickey, right? Yeah. She tends to play Southern sort of ratchety characters.
We don't have character types anymore.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
There were types. There were archetypes, you might say.
Yeah.
Franklin Pangborn was an archetype.
He loves Franklin Pangborn so much.
A prissy man.
Yeah.
Usually in some functional role.
Yeah.
Hotel clerk.
Yeah.
Airline.
Ticket. Well, we were talking about this last night with like Emmett Walsh.
Yeah.
Taylor Negron, actors who sort of were, and they passed away way too early. But that kind of thing, there, Conrad Veidt, yes. it's true. There were certain actors that just kind of were a thing. Who's one of his favorite villains ever? Who do you think I'm thinking of? One of your very most favorite villains. You have him as a stamp. You love him. They don't make enough merch of him. Emperor Ming.
Oh, well, Charles Middleton is Emperor Ming the Merciless.
Ming the Merciless is one of his favorites ever.
And I love Charles Middleton's voice, very theatrical voice.
They don't make a lot of his. They don't make a lot of his Ming the Merciless stuff. I wish there was more that I could collect for you.
No,
that's one of his go-to villains. I think you love Ming, but yeah, I get that. I think it is a bit different now, just because there's so many different places for people to be, and also so many actors. If you think about it, at different points, there just weren't that many by comparison,
right? Again, but it's the lack of archetypes, so that you could put somebody in a slot.
Yeah.
And anytime you want an authority figure, you cast this person. Anytime you want, a wisecracking best friend, you that's
put so and so. Yeah. Oh, you
cast that person.
Yes, you have your Melanie Linsky, who's now finally actually taking on leads, but she was the best friend. She was the pal. Yes, very much so. So I think it's still there. It's just a bit different, I think, just with so many things. Do you like the Max von Sydow doing Ming?
I've never seen it.
Dun, dun, dun. We like the original. Yeah, it is true. There are some people who are just really, really good at being villains. Claire Danes was on the carpet for Globes the other night, and they said to her, do you ever want to just play something like Happy? And she said, essentially, someday I'll play a character that just like lives a nice life and does nice things, but that's just not what attracts her, because she's always crying, screaming, something's going wrong. And you got to respect it,
Yes. To answer another individual here, I did see, is this thing on? And the answer is no.
He didn't like it.
This thing is not on. It's undercooked.
Yeah.
Half baked.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I like all those people. I like Bradley Cooper. I like Laura Dern, certainly. And I like Will Arnett well enough. But it didn't seem,
anything.
No.
Yeah.
It's just almost a movie.
Yeah. Eve Art, you guys are all mentioning great people. Eve Art and the typical wisecracking lady. Yep. Yeah. But again, it's like part of that too, remember, is because studios owned their people, they got used. If you're on contract, they're going to keep putting you into their films. So part of it, as much as they are great and perfect in that, they also that's why they were there. They were there to be used.
Yep.
So they got used. Yes, it's funny. It's funny because there are a handful of actors now who still, I think, would really like to play something different. But to a degree, you also just want to work. And I think that's a very fair feeling, to just want to also actually work and be successful. So I don't really blame them for not getting to do more if you're just happy working. Yes, Don't Think Twice should be watched instead of Is This Thing On? Underrated movie you recommended years ago. Don't Think Twice is so good. And
that's as solid a movie
as
I've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah. And it had the best feeling because it was a surprise for us. We saw it at South by Southwest, knew nothing, went in, watched, and just loved it. And then had a really incredible experience of interviewing Ira Glass and Mike Birbiglia on stage together. We did it a live episode for our podcast. And that was
Austin, Texas.
That was so cool. So the whole thing was really neat.
A great day for us.
It was very special. I made them laugh early on, and they gave me a compliment about that. And I pretty much was like, I could die now. This is fine. I could go and I wouldn't care, because that is one of the greatest moments I'll ever have, for sure. You guys have been catching up on so many movies. And yesterday was the deadline for voting for Oscars.
For which I now vote.
Yes.
But at my level of membership, or my category of membership, I should say, I'm a full-fledged member, but I can only vote on the first round for Best Picture, because that's open to all Academy members to vote for Best Picture.
Yeah.
And it's a weighted vote.
It's very okay.
You got to go online.
It's not worth explaining.
Go to YouTube. And there are people who will explain how weighted votes work.
Yeah.
It has to do with
if everybody votes something second, it lands in a different place than if everybody voted something fifth. There you go. Aiden says, I just ordered a copy of Great American Broadcast on Amazon. That's amazing. See, technology. Sometimes it's great. Thank you. Yeah, it's so the way it works is there's 2 rounds of voting, essentially, right? There's the first, which creates your nominees, and there's the second, which creates your winners. So the first one has just closed yesterday, which means, and the nomination morning is this Tuesday. And then we'll see what happens from there. And then we'll also see the chaos ensue.
Right. And then at this stage, only the art directors nominate the art directors. Yeah. Only the screenwriters.
Your categories are your categories.
I'm in a catch-all
miscellaneous.
Category. Right. That's right. I'm in the miscellaneous.
You're in the miscellaneous.
Category.
You are.
So I don't have a specialty.
It's still a category.
It's still a category.
We'll take it.
It was called at large.
Yes.
But now it's called production and industry.
People who do stuff and things. Miscellaneous is what I stand by. But but hey, you get to vote for that though. That's pretty darn cool. And we know what you voted for because it's your favorite film of the year.
Yep.
One battle after another.
No secret there.
Not a secrety one. Not a secrety one.
And I included, I won't reveal anything more. I don't think it'd be appropriate. But I will say that I voted for 2 foreign language films.
Yeah.
In the Best Picture category, because I think they were among the best films I saw.
Films not in the English language.
No, there's this international feature.
I know. I still just laugh because it's ridiculous. I can't help it. That was a great line at Critics' Choice when it was the Brazilian directors are up there says, or we call them foreign films.
That's
go, exactly. It's foreign wherever you are. No, he doesn't get to vote animation. Only again, he'll be able to vote on all of that stuff when the nominations come out. But even for that, you have to sign up for screenings, for documentary. It's a whole thing because they want to make sure you've seen everything if you're going to vote in a category. But now you have to. They used to insist you come to screenings. Yeah. Now they're going on the honor system. Yeah. Good luck. Some people would say, good luck. No, I'm sure some people, look, like with anything, some people are totally going to follow the rules and some people aren't. And that is just life. Did you ever listen to Harold Perry in The Great Gildersleeve? Yes, sure. That's a good name. Sure. Gildersleeve. And then when I was a kid, I watched the TV version of Great Gildersleeve with Willard Waterman. And one day, great name. I think it was Dennis was with me. We were walking down, like 12 or 13 years old, walking down Fifth Avenue, Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan, and a man passed by me going the opposite direction. Tall man. I said, we went like 10 more steps, said, that's Willard Waterman. And I turned around, ran back, and asked for his autograph, which he kindly gave me. Yeah. And that's my Great Gildersleeve anecdote for today. And that is my Great Gildersleeve anecdote. What did you guys watch last night? Dr. Strangelove. And? Oh, it's a great movie. It still always was. Still is. Peter Sellers, so great in 3 separate roles, each one just brilliant. He was struck with genius. I think. Touched with genius. My parents are friends with Phil Rosenthal and his wife, and Phil does screenings at his house every couple of months, weeks, kind of whenever he feels like it. And they went last night and they showed Dr. Strangelove, and a good time was had by all, as always. Now, I asked you guys, what are some of your favorite, and I say this in quotes, bad movies? Because I always find it funny. I say a million times over that there are 2 lists that when someone says, what's your favorite movie? You have the favorite movie that is like, oh, everybody thinks this is a great movie. And then you have your actual favorites. in there, which are like the really terrible ones that you love no matter what, and it doesn't matter. So like for me and for my generation, something, She's All That, these are not terrible. I'm going to say they're not bad, but the She's All That movies, all of the sports movies I grew up with. So Angels in the Outfield, Little Giants, again, they're not bad. I'm just saying that I don't know how they hold up anymore compared, like if somebody watched them today for the first time, would they just think this is ridiculous? I will obviously love 10 Things I Hate About You till the day I die. Things like that. So stuff that you grew up with that you love, things that are just attached to you.
Our newest podcast, which was posted just yesterday, we got to interview Jo Beth Williams for an hour. What a lovely woman. Bright, interesting.
Done so much.
And
so many different kinds of things.
Right. But you cherish your memory of the kid-friendly film Jungle to Jungle.
Jungle to Jungle, great movie. I stand by that.
Directed by her husband, John Pasquin. So that's your
I didn't want to ask her too many questions about him, you know what I mean? But I wanted to say, like, how did he and Tim form this friendship that had them working together for the rest of their careers in all these different kinds of ways? I just think, I was intrigued, but I didn't ask. So Jason's saying that one of his favorite terrible but good movies is Homicide, but because he loves Josh Hartnett and Harrison Ford. I get that. Brian is I think that's Roadhouse, if I'm not mistaken, in the pictures.
Patrick Swayze.
Yep. Jordan he's asking about Eyes Wide Shut, but I think he's saying somewhere in there. Let's see. 1 second. Manos, The Hands of Fate, and The Rollerblade 7. Let's see what else we got in here. The Adventurers from 1970.
Oh yeah, Harold Robbins.
Yeah. Plan 9 from Outer Spawn, even though it inspired Tim Burton. Yes. Let's see. Old Dracula, 1976, with David Niven. As I say, it's because that's part of it though. Is they're terrible, but Wild at Heart, absolutely insane, an insane movie. But no, so my go-to, and it's why I use the image, is Con Air. I think it's one of the greatest, most terrible movies ever made. I love it with my entire heart. I have it memorized. I've seen it more times than I can count. It's atrocious, and I love it so much. And I will die on that hill that it is just a spectacularly terrible, wonderful movie with an insane cast. Like, the cast of that movie is nuts. You have so many good people in that movie, most of them doing absolutely nothing, which just makes it.
The Oscar with Stephen Boyd and Tony Bennett as Jaime Kelly.
Oy.
Scripted in part by Harlan Ellison.
Womp womp.
We
love you, Harlan.
It's a tacky movie.
Yep.
Eventually, it became an embarrassment to him. And he asked me to take his name out of the book.
Did my you?
Movie guide. Well, in deference to him, yes.
For Harlan.
I shouldn't have, but I did.
For Harlan.
Yeah.
Pied Piper starring Van Johnson.
When I was a kid, I liked that.
But that's what I mean. It's sometimes we recognize that a movie is terrible, but you can't help it. You love it. The Room. Yes, I think The Room's probably one of the most famous terrible good movies.
Yeah.
Do you like the Pink Panther movies? Asks JJ.
On the whole.
Yeah. One of the greatest moments ever. Plas Johnson.
Oh, well.
That was a spectacular life moment. Was it for the Jazz Society? Yeah. Plas Johnson, who looks like the Pink Panther, if you look him up, not so much in the face, but in the body, who plays the saxophone, the famous part that we all know. We got to hear him do that live. And I would say everybody in the room was just dying, because how friggin' cool is that? You know, what else really can you ask for? I don't think you could ask for much. Mike says, when viewed as a sick comedy, Scarface.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe says, we go back to the old Film Fan Monthly days, and believe me, still collect the ones before number 59. Like Len, began with 8mm, still at it. Greetings from Shorty.
Shorty, hello.
There you go. Very funny. BSA, the thing about movies, this is true of music and any other kind of art, is that everything has its place. So we don't always want something to be a cinematic masterpiece.
Right now, I'm debating whether I'm going to go see Sam Raimi's new film, Send Help.
Doesn't sound like you're debating it. When I look at your face, it tells me.
I'm wary.
I'll tell you, we were watching YouTube with Daisy earlier, and we watched a trailer. And this is a perfect example of this. We watched a trailer, which we don't often do, but it just looked interesting. It's a new Kevin James movie called Solo Mio. It opens in February, and it just looks sweet. And I hope it is.
Yeah.
But that's exactly it. Is if I went to go see that movie, I would just want to have a nice time.
Yeah.
Mommy and I would go, and I would just like to have a nice time. I don't need it to be brilliant. I don't need it to be spectacular. It's clearly shot in Rome, which immediately, because it's shot there for real, even in the trailer looks beautiful.
Megaforce.
Do you just have a moment?
Oh.
You have a moment there?
Well, yeah. I had to sit through it.
I get it.
More than one moment.
Well, let me just, but that's the thing is I want what a movie tells me it's going to give me.
Right.
So this movie looks like it's going to be a sweet, lovely, easy movie. And that's what I want. Right?
Yep.
So as long as it gives me that, I will be happy. Oh, is Send Help this the Dylan O'Brien one? That's the one about, they've been doing this whole thing that they did a screening just for assistants or so, executive assistants or something like that as a splashy. I don't know. So Josh says he's going to go see it, and Rachel McAdams. Well, if you've got Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams, that might be worth checking it out, because why not? What do you think is it Brooklyn Gorilla? Is that your favorite bad movie?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Tied with Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a tie.
Wonders of Aladdin, starring Donald O'Connor.
So that when I was 12 years old or 11 years old.
Donald O'Connor can do no wrong. Yeah, Stephen's saying Megaforce trauma is really a thing. Yeah, apparently you saw he went into shock. That was terrible.
I remember how awful it was.
Yep. Craig saying Jungle to Jungle was a remake of one of the worst movies of all time, Little Indian Big City. Well, with a name like that, it sounds like it.
Well, that was a period when they were remaking a lot of French hits.
Yeah.
Three Men and a Baby, not Down in Beverly Hills. That's wrong. And others.
Thank you. What have we got today, Mr. Maltin?
From the collector corner, sheet music.
More sheet music.
Now, there are different kinds of sheet music. This is from the silent movie era. Now you say, well, how do you have sheet music from a silent film?
It's very quiet.
This one is inspired by. What does it say on the front?
On the front, it says, dedicated to John Barrymore, star of Tempest, Out of the Tempest.
So it's dedicated to him.
Yeah.
And it's really a product tie-in.
Yeah.
Nice artwork.
Very.
Now, Song of the Volga Boatmen.
Who's your favorite Barrymore?
This is the one.
Putting you on the spot. John's your favorite Barrymore?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Houston?
This is inspired by. No. This is the
Song of the Volga Boatmen, the immortal song that inspired the Cecil B. DeVille motion picture production, The Volga Boatman, with William Boyd and Eleanor Fair. Who's your favorite Houston?
Oh, I love them all. I love them all. I love all the Barrymores.
Are Houstons and Barrymores the largest family?
No, just the most famous, I think.
With that many people working in the industry? I mean, the Coppolas have got to be close.
Well, the Coppolas have a lot of people. Yeah.
There's a lot of them. They're Italian. There's a lot of them. But
now, I couldn't afford to buy one sheet poster or even a lobby card from Wings, but you can buy sheet music. It's almost as good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've talked about this before. It's a great way to get some wonderful art and have it not be expensive.
And that's really nice.
Yeah. You can usually find these at antique stores, but also it is where eBay comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Showgirls, yeah, absolutely. Exorcist 2 and Mommy Dearest are campy fun. Mommy Dearest, that's another one. I don't even know how many times I've seen that movie. It is so So one of my favorite lines is, "I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt." Something I like to yell randomly.
This is Flower of Love, theme song of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's first sound picture, White Shadows of the South Seas. Now, White Shadows in the South Seas from 1928 was the first film that MGM released with a soundtrack. It's a music soundtrack. It's not dialogue, but was their first step into the sound era. So that was significant. It's also significant because Robert Flaherty, a documentarian who made Nanook of the North, started shooting this and was pulled off of it. They put Woody Van Dyke on instead. Flaherty was not able to make a studio type movie in Tahiti. Not what they wanted. And so that was that.
Arthur's saying, don't forget the Fondas. Yes, I don't think there are as many Fondas, but there are several.
Now, talkie era. We come into the talkie era.
I always wonder why there's so much orange. I don't know if you know, well, you're colorblind, but there's always a lot of orange in a lot of the sheet musics. I don't know. Maybe it's an easy color for them to print. Smile when the raindrops fall,
which was a recurring theme in Hal Roach comedy shorts in the early 30s, featuring all these people on the cover. Laurel and Hardy.
Babe Hardy. This one says Babe Hardy on it, which was Oliver Hardy's nickname if you didn't know. They called him Babe.
The Argane Kids, Thelma Todd, Charlie Chase. It's a wonderful, wonderful piece. And just because you're an actress who isn't a professional singer doesn't mean you can't introduce a song in an early talkie musical.
There you go.
Claudette Colbert, Give Me Liberty or Give Me Love, from the Paramount picture.
Oh, that's a great Maurice Chevalier in the back.
Oh, yes, a nice.
It's a great, here, Maurice Chevalier in the back. That's wonderful. Okay.
Paramount star.
Yeah. You see what I mean? There's always a lot of blue and a lot of orange in a lot of your sheet music.
Radio.
The silver-haired
That silver-haired daddy.
That silver-haired daddy of mine, starring Gene Autry, where they colored his lips a little bit orange as well.
From the Republic picture,
Tumbling Tumbleweeds.
This is the very beginning of Gene's screen career. He'd had a hit record with this sentimental song.
And on the back, it says Outstanding Songs of the Air. It's got some good shots in the back there. Hi, Sebastian. Hello, my friend.
You may be asking, did Fritz Lang ever direct a musical? Yes.
Oh, there you go. Today is Oliver Hardy's birthday.
Oh,
there you go. Happy birthday to you, sir.
You and Me. It's a very odd little film. Not a bad film, just odd, with Sylvia Sidney and George Raft.
Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians.
God bless them.
Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians.
And the four Lombardo brothers are there.
Yeah.
Guy.
Other guy.
Carmen.
Extra guy. It's Lebert.
Liebert.
Carmen.
And Carmen
Victor,
Hussein.
And Guy.
Yeah.
Liebert and Guy are like twins. Look at them.
Carmen is the one who sang with the wavery voice.
Yeah.
That Tony Randall emulated. Emulated. Tony Randall was once on the Tonight Show with Carmen Lombardo, and Johnny Carson egged him on to sing to Carmen Lombardo.
As Carmen Lombardo?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was a wonderful moment.
Perfect.
For pop culture fans of that era. Like me.
Like who?
Like me. Here's a song that won the Academy Award and was never heard again. Not because it's a bad song.
Yeah.
It's just, it worked in this movie.
Sweet Leilani. Yep. And they do it phonetically. Leilani. So you get it right.
They're thinking, not everybody's bright enough to understand.
Well.
Here's a song that became a hit for Alice Faye. And that's how she signed my 8x10. Dear Leonard, you're a sweetheart. Alice Faye.
Neat.
Now, the Marine Corps hymn wouldn't seem to have a movie tie-in, but it does.
The Mariner's Hymn.
The Marines hymn, darling.
Sorry. Being dyslexic is not easy. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. Special edition, the Marines Hymn, as approved and authorized by United States Marine Corps, and featured in To the Shores of Tripoli.
Produced by Daryl Zent.
That's right. Look at how young Maureen O'Hara is.
Yeah.
Lord, she's so young in that picture.
One of her first American movies.
Yeah. The back says American patriotic songs of every descriptions. Timely, stirring, inspiring. And then there's just a whole list.
He was at war.
I know.
He was at war.
Very funny.
Song I happen to like in a likable film. Jack Carson and Dennis Morgan made several films together at Warner Brothers. That's Dorothy Malone before she went blonde. And it's written by Julie Stein and Sammy Kahn.
Huh.
That's not chopped liver.
No.
But I watched that film not long ago on TCM.
Yeah.
And Jack Carson, who's not known as a singer, sings one song and then a little later sings another song, but he's dubbed by a different voice.
Keeping
What's
it
with that?
interesting.
What's with that?
Sweet Leilani beat the Gershwins. They can't take that away from me at the Oscars. One of Oscar's many blunders.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's also Danny Kaye's birthday. Well, there you go. It's a good day. It's a very good day.
And we'll close with this one.
You belong to my heart.
Which was, in fact, a South American song that got English lyrics.
Yeah. English lyrics by Ray Gilbert. Solamente una vez. That's great with them at the bottom.
Yeah.
The Three Caballeros at the bottom.
I love sheet music.
It says hit selections from the Walt Disney production, The Three Caballeros. The Three Caballeros. So good. Excellent. Are we not going to do these?
No.
All right, then. Well, then. So unfortunately, next week, not unfortunately, but you pushed us away. Unfortunately, next Sunday is Daisy's dance recital. So we cannot
Nothing unfortunate
stream.
about that.
Nothing unfortunate. We can't be with you. And then the following weekend, you guys are in San Diego.
That's right. Where I'm giving a lecture at the Jewish Film Festival.
Yeah, there's a Jewish Film Festival in
the 36th annual
Yeah.
San Diego Jewish Film Festival.
We didn't know about it till this year, and now we do. So we will be gone for 2 weeks. I will try to check in with you guys and see if maybe there's a Saturday we could switch to or something if you guys want to do that, because we don't like being away for 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll give it a go. Everybody, please take good care of yourselves. I know things are insane. We just have to keep remembering to be kind to each other and to take lots of deep breaths.
It's the least we can do.
Lots of deep breaths.
Every morning.
Don't be Jennifer Lopez, okay? Don't be that guy. There. Jason says he just watched Danny Kaye's The Court Jester and absolutely loved it.
Of course.
You must. It's one of the greatest movies you'll ever see. Everybody take good care. We'll talk to you soon.
And be kind.